GI Reviews. I'm your host, The Ruckus, and today is a great day. Why, you ask? Because your boy gets to check off a bucket list item with this review, and it's what you see right in front of you. We have number 168 in the G.I. Joe Classified Series line, none other than Cobra Commander with combat armor, or battle armor Cobra Commander, however you want to look at it. And you're looking at it, and it's a single packed figure. At least that's the illusion. This is technically a 2-pack. Why I say it's a 2-pack? How do they have two figures in this packaging? It's not necessarily two figures they have in this packaging, but they do have two characters. And if you look there off to the left, that's the second character. It looks like a lizard from this distance. It is in fact an iguana by species, but the character there is none other than Serpentor. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, you see the packaging there. We've got the attributes, which mean nothing. There's some artwork of Cobra Commander 168 down there. And then here in the rear, we have some toy photography with a couple of thumbnails. And now back to the front. Only thing left to do and say is let's get this boy out of there. And lo and behold, here he is out of packaging with his accessories down below. And like I said, this is a bucket list item of mine for the Classified Series line for sure. Ever since I first saw Cobra Commander in his armor and basically his change in attitude, I've been clamoring for this figure, and Hasbro finally made it. Now, a little something about CC and why he became a favorite of mine, bucket list item of mine. If you've seen the G.I. Joe movie from, I believe it was 87, I think it came out, but I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or one of these streaming services and look at it for yourself. But basically, in the series, the second season of the series was all about Serpentor from the first on. He got created by Dr. Mindbender, and eventually what ended up happening is a lot of the leadership of Cobra turned their backs on Cobra Commander and sided with Serpentor. Basically, they betrayed him. And when you get to the movie, what ends up happening is Cobra Commander fails at some type of task. You'll have to see the movie to get it, because I could be explaining it wrong. But anyway, long story short, Serpentor basically had Cobra Commander hit with these spores. That was the movie brought about Cobra La, and like Pythona, I think she's called Pythona or Pythonia, whichever. We're getting her figure too, so they're starting to get that team together. You got Nemesis Immortal, or whatever he's called. There are all kinds of rights going on with that, but I'm trying not to get too convoluted. Excuse me if I keep going off in tangents, but I'm trying to give you guys an idea of what's going on. But anyway, these spores started to transform Cobra Commander into a snake. You recall last year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, the Once a Man figure that was released then. That's of Cobra Commander being transformed into a snake. And he eventually went full snake, and then sometime later he the aftermath of all of that, he basically gets reinvigorated as a human. And here's where I start to kind of sort of truly get mixed up, because I had to play catch up and read up on this just to get an idea of how he became Cobra Commander. But essentially, he was brought back, retransformed into a man, or at least a humanoid in any case. And I want to say I think Baroness had something to do with it. I could be wrong on that. Any of you guys that truly know, hit me up in the comment section below. So I may have that part wrong, but what I do have right is he got retransformed back into an almost man. He was still reptilian basically, and he gets this armor and change of attitude. And I say the change of attitude is because I'm sure a lot of you guys that are G.I. Joe fans would agree with me. Classic Cobra Commander is a weasel, a straight up weasel. Of course, with that whiny voice, you're going to think that anyway. But his attitude, the way how, just how he moved, he was a weasel. But then when this happened, when he acquired this armor, when he came back from being a snake, he became even more ruthless than we remembered, and more aggressive too. He was, how can we say, a little bit more hands-on, and that reflected in cartoons, in the comics, and everything else. He started taking certain matters into his own hands, and he eventually got his comeuppance, or his revenge, on Serpentor. So what really got me into it is, I can't remember what issue it was, and I don't know if it was from Marvel or if it was IDW, but there was some publication where the cover had Cobra Commander in his armor hemming up Serpentor, and I've never forgotten that. I've always wanted to recreate that scene, and now I'm able to. So enough about that. I've already been on that for over 5 minutes. My apologies, but like I said, there's a bucket list item, so it deserved some time to kind of explain it. For more details, you're going to have to do, your own research. But I essentially got the essence of the story right there. There's probably things that I could have filled in, and I do believe Baroness had something to do with his reinvigoration. But once again, I have zero issue with being corrected down below, because the bottom line is we want to get it right. And getting the Cobra Commander in his armor, that is definitely right. Bucket list item, check off. Anyway, let's check out these accessories. We will, of course, get to the significance of that lizard over there, which is an iguana. Anyway, we'll start off with the hands. He comes with an additional set of fists. He comes with trigger hands out of packaging, but in packaging we get a pair of fists, and we get, you got to have a pointer when you're talking about CC there. So we do get those. We get his backpack, which of course, you just plug into the rear there. And his weapon, molded black, and that's good for him. We get another head sculpt, and I will show this a little bit later, closer up, so you can see the difference with between this helmeted head and the one he came out of package. It's pretty significant, the one he came out of package. And of course, last but not least, we have this iguana, Iggy. And the significance of this, if you don't know, is that Serpentor ended up getting transformed into an iguana. In one of the stories, I had to do a lot of reading to try to piece together certain things. You've got comics and cartoons and everything like that. But in one such publication, he got transformed into an iguana, and then he like escaped, never to be seen again. And then in another publication, and I guess you know, they're all self-contained stories, and there's no continuity or anything. Another publication that I researched and read up on, Cobra Commander took out Serpentor in a pretty vicious way. I'm not going to give that away too, because I'm going to find that story and read the whole thing cover to cover. But that's what the iguana represents, and that's what he's for. Now, let's take a look at Cobra Commander himself. So now we've got Cobra Commander up close and personal. We're going to begin by talking about the helmeted head here. And the reason I mentioned the significance of having the second helmeted head, I keep wanting to say helmet or head, so that's why it's helmeted head basically. Anyway, if you look at the eyes, you could see that they are reptilian. And that's because, as I stated previously, he's not fully human again. So he still maintains his quasi-reptilian visage. He's a humanoid snake, basically. And this helmet basically reflects that. But if you desire the more human look, that's what this other helmeted head is for. If you take a look at the eyes, those are just regular, normal, human style eyes. I personally am going to rock the helmet that he came out of packaging, because that's how he really looks with that helmet on. But now that we've zoomed out of the head, let's take a better look at the rest of our Cobra Commander and the helmet, because we just really concentrated on the eyes. We've got the Cobra emblem there, right there at the base of the skull. We've got what appears to be a rebreathing apparatus. I'm assuming that that's what that's supposed to be. And maybe that's what the backpack is. But there are no conduits or anything leading from the backpack to that. So maybe it's all internalized. You know, I guess sometimes we have to use our imagination. You see that we're basically molded in a blue, and that's more or less Cobra Commander blue. When you think about it, we've got the silver for the armored harness, and the straps painted red, looking nice there, with some black ridges going down the very center. It's looking cool. Oh, and here's see, now it's looking like part of the breathing device, because we've got a tube going here and coming out of the back, as you see that right there. So that's probably what it is a rebreather of some kind. And going down, we've got the red belt. There's the Cobra emblem right there for the buckle. His holster. This is like a brick red kind of color there going on. Pretty cool. And we know that we can fit that weapon that he has in there. Then we're looking at the legs. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm loving it because it's CC in his armor. Now, in terms of the articulation, because of the nature of that helmet and the armor itself, his head is on a dumbbell, and you're not getting much at all in terms of that. So that it might be a bucket list item for me, but it isn't perfect. So you're not really going down with it, and that's the most you're going to look up. And you're not getting too much in terms of pivot. Of course, you could 360 it. Now here with the shoulders, the pads here, they're connected to the shoulders. So keep that in mind. You can get them in a T, right? Now, when you try to 360 it, the shoulder pads are going to remain. So I'm not liking that too much either. You know, bucket list item maybe, but there's still some issues going on. Gotta admit it. We've got butterfly joints, so he can rear back that far. He can't really cross body, but that's because we've got this over. It's not even an overlay; it's sculpted, but that makes his chest come out a little bit more. So that's the best you're going to get in terms of trying to go cross body. He of course has the bicep swivel and the double jointed elbows and swiveling wrists, and both hands hinge vertically. The other hands that he has, they hinge, the fists hinge horizontally, as well as the pointer. Now, in terms of his torso, we've got a diaphragm. He can go back that much going forward. You only get very little going forward, but the lower torso is on a hinge as well. As you can see, that got that moving there. So you can combine that with what little you get at the diaphragm to get him to bend over that far, and obviously you'll get more with him going back. And of course you get to rock him, and you've got 2 points where he can go left or right. He can do the splits, almost full Van Damme, drop down legs, kick 90, go back decent because of those drop downs. You get your swivel there at the boot. He's got double jointed knees there. He's got his ankle pivot. Did that first because it wanted to swing. He can point his toe forward pretty decently. Down there, not too much going up. In some cases, you may have to bring the heel of the foot over the back to get it to go full like that. And I did say the ankle pivot. He's got holes at the bottom of his feet as well. And yeah, very, very, it's not the best articulation. There are things that could be better, but 'tis enough, 'twill suffice. Now for some side-by-sides, we have how our Cobra Commander, our dear Cobra Commander, armored style, appeared prior to this incarnation. On our left, we have the retro card Cobra Commander. We've gotten a lot of CC for sure, but I decided to go with the latest classic version that we got, and that's the retro. And yeah, there you have it. And then of course on our right, Once a Man, when he started making his I don't know how you want to look at this. Could be as he began changing, if you want to play it that way. You can remove the torn shirt and have it that, you know, as he was making his comeback. But this is how he looks underneath that that helmet, I believe, unless he transformed a little bit more to get a little bit more human. But I think when he takes off the helmet, that's what he looks like. And to be more accurate with this, I'm going to swap out, or switch is better, like that, because that is the evolution right there. Here's another reason why I clamored for Cobra Commander in his battle armor, because if you guys recall from a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, time is going by fast. It's amazing that the classified line has been out for over 5 years already. But if you recall, Target, who has a partnership and has exclusives, and they were running different type of campaigns, if you will. You know, you had Mission Cobra Island, and then after that you had the Python Patrol and Tiger Force, which the Tiger Force was G.I. Joe, and Python Patrol, obviously Snake, Cobra. And we were getting all kinds of Target exclusives that were dealing with Python Patrol, and it was wild because we kept getting all of these different factions, these different troops, operatives for Python Patrol, but no leader. And when I mean no leader, I mean Python Patrol serves under armored Cobra commander. And I remembered when I saw him in, when he gained his armor in whatever the name of that cartoon, the episode of that cartoon was, I immediately noticed the Python Patrol's troops in that show. And I was like, I didn't even know that that's how it was supposed to go, that he was in charge of them. And once I saw that, that too was what motivated me to want Armored Cobra Commander, because we had so many different troops and operatives for the Python Patrol, but there was no leader. That kind of was backwards, Hasbro, but hey, we've got him now, and this is how it goes down. Anyway, what we have far left, we've got the Python Patrol Bat. Then next to him, all the way in the back, Special Operative, that is Python Patrol Copperhead. In between both of them is the officer, Python Patrol officer. Swinging all the way to the right, we have the Python Patrol Viper and the Python Patrol Guard. And then, of course, right there up front, pointing, we've got Cobra Commander himself. Here we have CC having a little chat with Iggy, that is Serpentor. But here's the conversation that I wanted to recreate between Cobra Commander and Serpentor. Hemming my boy up, getting some get back for everything that he did to him. This is the reason for my bucket list item check off right there. What do you guys think? And so that's Cobra Commander in his battle armor. Yes, indeed. Definitely a nice pickup for me. It's a bucket list item. Like I said, I'm very happy to finally get him. I'm very happy to finally get the leader of the Python Patrol in effect. Very, very happy. Now, having said that, it's not without its problems. You know what I'm saying? The shoulder pads being connected to the shoulders makes it problematic to, when it comes to moving the arms, raising them up and around is somewhat. Just have to be careful. And, if you keep your figure posed for too long, the shoulder pads are going to remain up. Obviously, if you lower the arms over time, gravity will make those pads go back down. But, that is still an issue. The head not being able to basically look up or down for the most part, basically, that's another issue that I wish, we did not have, but we do have it. Other than that, I don't really have anything else that would be a nitpick or straight up a con for the figure. It looks great, definitely. You get the two head sculpts. The one out of packaging is the more accurate one because it's got the reptilian eyes. But if you want to go human, that's where the other head sculpt comes in. You get another pair of fists and a pointer, and you get an iguana, which is the transformed version of Serpentor. So that's pretty cool. Anybody, like I said, if you were trying to figure out what is the significance of the iguana, there you have it. So what do you guys think? Was this a bucket list item for you guys? Did you have in mind the same thing I did, that the Python Patrol needs their leader? And we got all of these different troops for the patrol, but never their leader, meaning Cobra Commander. And it's like it's an entirely different faction of Cobra, which is cool considering we've got Crimson Guards and strike teams, and you know what I'm saying? We've got the Dreadnoks, of course, and the other team is escaping me. Iron Grenadiers. There you have it. Destro's team. So we've got all these factions. We could have ourselves a little Cobra Civil War, which is cool. And that's an idea for a display. You know what I'm saying? So one of the Python Patrol that I did not show, I didn't feel like breaking it out, is the Televiper. Is also part of Python Patrol with the trouble bubble. So you have that too. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind too, if let me know what you think about this down in the comment section below, and all the other things that you need to do, the subscribing, the liking, even the disliking, the notifying, or wanting to be notified the next time I upload a video. So yeah, you guys take care of that, and I will be looking at the next item that I will be bringing to you guys for review. I'm trying to go into overdrive here and play catch up. I would have shown some others prior to this, but when I got this, Cobra Commander got moved to the top of the list. Well, we've gotten past him now, so it's time to get back to basics. And until that time, y'all, GI Reviews. I am the Ruckus. That is Cobra Commander in his battle armor. Peace.